this question every day. Who needs Hollywood to shoot a movie these days?
Nobody.
There is an active film industry right here in Tampa Bay, in Pasco County. And that's where the film Pharmboy was made. And it was recently an official selection of the Manhattan Film Festival.
It's the story of 16-year-old Gunnar Barrett, a rural high school student born addicted to prescription pain medications. The film explores the challenges he has faced and his path to redemption. Let's take a look.
Gunnar came into this world an addict.
I wish I was 18. I'd be old enough to do what I want when I want. I'm 16 and living in the middle of nowhere with my grandparents. How would you be doing?
Lawrence Feeney wrote and produced Pharmboy. Chris Cavalier stars in it. Welcome to both of you, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Way to go.
You know, we started this by saying, who needs Hollywood? You found a way to avoid having to go through that system. How did you do it?
Independents in this community are popping up left and right, and I had the pleasure of meeting a gentleman named Mark Dahl, who is the cinematographer on the film. And I had the idea for the film. We had worked together a few times, and we took a couple of KinoFlow lamps and a DSLR, and we went out and we shot a film.
And you found all your actors locally?
Yes, all the actors are local.
That's fantastic.
One was flown in, Donovan Patton, who was Joe on Blue's Clues for many years, and he's a good friend of mine. And he came down to play with us.
Well, now you launched something called, Lawrence, Save a City, Make a Movie.
Yes.
So tell us how you did this, and this is how you raised the money, right?
Yes, that's great. Well, the premise to it was in 2012 when I started the project, Newport Richey was going through some very difficult financial times.
And that's where you're from?
Yes, I live in Newport Richey now. And I had moved back from New York then, and you were seeing layoffs with the city government and, you know, cutbacks with the budgets, including for the greater Newport Richey Main Street and Chasco Fiesta and a few other organizations. So the idea is to shoot the film and then take half of the profits from the film and give them to those local charities, so that way we could supplement what they were losing from the city.
Wow.
So we did give them a couple of bucks along the way, and we're hoping to give them a little bit more once we get this a little bit into broader markets.
Well, Chris, let's talk about this. Had you done a lot of acting before you took on the role in Pharmboy?
I've actually never done film before.
Wow.
So this is my first feature film. I just grew up with stage. About when I was 14, I started doing stage acting. And just a friend who did the theater, the local theater I was in, told me about Lawrence, who was looking for, doing auditions for his movie. So it was funny because me and my buddy CJ went in on the same day, and we booked the roles.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's going to change your life.
I hope so, yeah.
Has it, I mean, have you...
Oh, it's totally different. I mean...
It's already changed your life.
You know, that's what craft services are.
I never food's great. I never realized how much fun film could be, because... and it's totally different from stage, you know, because the stage, you get the gratification right then and there, with just the applause and everybody. But film, you don't really get it until after it's already been shown. And at the Gasparilla, it was just an awesome feeling.
Now, Lawrence, is this pure fiction, or does this come from a story that you know of somebody that grew up this way?
It's semi-autobiographical, but it was predominantly from the news stories that were coming out when I, again, first moved back. About the epidemic with prescription medications and neonatal abstinence syndrome. And in Pasco and Pinellas, there was a severe problem. It was, collectively, they were the highest rate of neonatal abstinence syndrome in the state.
So these are kids that are born addicted to prescription meds.
With the symptoms of dependency to prescriptions.
Wow.
And, you know, prescription opioids generally hit the market hard in the mid-90s. So when you did a chronological timeline 16 years later,
right.
Enter Gunnar. And not that growing up isn't hard enough.
Right.
But to have be the child of addicts, where their focus is on where they're going to get their next fix as opposed to their child, coupled with symptoms of dependency when the child is first born. Since there's no long-term data on it, there was poetic license, and there was also based in reality.
When you say it was semi-autobiographical, quickly, what part of this could you relate to?
The teachers and the aspect of sports in a child's life, how that could change the dynamic in your life.
Right.
How one supportive teacher could change your life, but when you have 4 or 5, it's an amazing thing, and I probably would have went down a far different path had I not had the support and generosity of the teachers that taught me.
Well, congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Is called,
Good luck with it.
The movie's called Pharmboy. Lawrence Feeney and Chris Cavalier, thanks.
Thank you so much.